Day number 10. Going to talk today about a really cool album, one of my faves. It's day number 9 right there. Joe Cocker, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. But today we're going to talk about this one, Van Morrison, Astral Weeks. So it's probably going to screw up my camera from flipping from dark to light, back and forth, back and forth. So, little talk about this album. This is kind of Van Morrison's second solo album. The first one, of course, was Blowin' Your Mind. Came out on Bang Records. This one, of course, is his first for Warner Brothers. So it was pretty cool. He had towards the end of his with Bang Records, he had a little bit of some contractual obligations, and he really didn't like the direction that Burt Burns, who was he was the owner of Bang Records, was kind of taking him, and I think he wanted to kind of explore more experimental territory, as it were. So there's actually some pretty cool stuff, and I got a bunch of these off of WFMU's like Beware of the Blog. They have like Van Morrison's contractual album that he did, and I also bought a CD. It's called the Bang Sessions. You may find it. It's been re-released in a couple different ways, either like the complete 2-disc, or one disc with some bonus tracks, as well as like with outtakes like of TV sheets and things like that. But it was pretty much like him doing 1 minute songs, like songs called like Ringworm and stuff like that. It's very interesting, and it's very kind of a very special thing, I guess, in pop music history. But Astral Weeks is kind of, to me, it's a very emotional album. I usually don't really, I always kind of joke that I say that it's not for mixed company, so it's definitely an album I sort of like to enjoy by myself, and sort of went for a little bit of a walk today, and I listened to it on my way. So I don't know, it's very, very cool, very emotional sounds. It's something, I don't know, I really think, personally, I think there's only 3 Van Morrison albums that I really like. This is one of them. Of course, the Blowing Your Mind and the Moondance record, I think, really are the only 3 that I really think are essentials by Van Morrison. The other stuff seemed just to be kind of questionable. I mean, I really haven't had a lot of chance to explore it, but I don't think that they're... I think Moondance, is probably a pretty easy, middle of the road kind of record. This one, I think, is a little more challenging. I think a lot of people don't really like it at first, and it did take a while for it to really... I think this album has a lot more of a cult following now than how it was, initially received. It really didn't, really didn't do much, I don't think. But some of the standout tracks, of course, Astral Weeks, Beside You, Sweet Things, Cypress Avenue, Madam George, or Madam Georgie, I guess you could say, Ballerina, and Slim Slow Slider. So pretty much, I like pretty much all the songs on here except Young Lovers Do. I don't think that one's kind of the one. I don't really listen to it that much, but of course this is listen to it in the in the full concept of the entire album. So this is just another one, just an absolute masterpiece, just about a perfect album. So if you have a chance to see this, or if you have a chance to listen to it, I guess, or really haven't explored Van Morrison's catalog, I think this is a good place to go. Or if you know his kind of them stuff and you would like to take on a little bit more of a challenging album, go with this one right here. So day 10, we're 1/3 of the way done. Feels pretty good, and Temptations doesn't really seem like it's there. I've had a few opportunities to go to the record store and whatnot, and just whatever. So it'll be fun here in 20 days. So we'll see you tomorrow.